same shloka, almost three lines of the shloka are same, but the last line is different. Both are exactly similar. So when Sri Krishna or Acharya says that if any shloka or anything in Vedic literature is getting repeated, so there is some significance of that. And what could be the significance when some shloka is repeated in Bhagavad Gita? See, Bhagavad Gita is not like lakhs and lakhs of shlokas. It has only how many shlokas are there in Bhagavad Gita? 700 shlokas. So it is very rare that one can repeat the same shloka again and again, two times. So that means there is some significance of that. And what could be the significance? And that same rule is applicable to other places wherever in Vedic literature, in scriptures or Shastra, whenever any particular shloka is getting repeated, so there is a significance. And what could be the significance? Any thought? मतलब दो बार आपको किया, it is of most important, that means it is repeated, that means it is important, very important. Okay. And if you want to emphasize something, then the shloka is repeated. So here Lord Sri Krishna is repeating two times. So what are the four things he is asking? Man mana bhav. Man mana bhav matlab man mana. Mana means mind. Man mana bhav. So think of me. Man mana bhav. Mad bhakto. Become my devotee. Man mana bhav mad bhakto. Madhyaji mam namaskuro. Offer your namaskara to me. Man mana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji namaskuro. Mame vaishyasi yukteva manam mat. You will definitely come to me. And that is Lord Krishna's promise. So the same thing Krishna repeats in 18th chapter. So that means we have to think of Krishna. We have to think. And so the essence of Bhagavad Gita is that Krishna is telling that become my devotee. And for there any criteria, there is no particular criteria. Anybody can become a devotee of Lord Sri Krishna. It need not to be that one should be only this, that, poor, rich, male, female, young, old, does not matter. Anybody can become a devotee. So there is one particular very wonderful Leela pastimes happened when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he's actually Lord Sri Krishna himself, but appeared as a devotee, and he was showing how to love Krishna. That was his main purpose of his appearance, how to love Krishna. So he has demonstrated by his own example that how to love as a devotee, how one can love Krishna. And then, so he was living in Mayapur near Kolkata, around 4 to 5 hours of Kolkata. And from there, he was born in Navadvip. From Navadvip, then he spent some years earlier in Navadvip. And then last 24 years, he spent in Jagannath Puri. And from Jagannath Puri, he traveled to the south. He came to the south. And on the way, he went to a place called Sri Rangam. How many of you visited Sri Rangam? You visited? You visited. So, which deity is there? Ranganath Swami. So, Ranganath Swami. And it is on the bank of river Mother Kaveri. So, there, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visiting, there was one Brahmana who was reading Bhagavad Gita. But it appears that the Brahmana was not very literate. He was illiterate. So, he was not able to pronounce Bhagavad Gita shlokas very properly, and not even read properly. But when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw him, and he asked him that it appears that you are not able to read Bhagavad Gita, but when I see that when you read Bhagavad Gita or you just see Bhagavad Gita, the tears are flowing from your eyes. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked, what is the reason for that? He says that I don't understand Bhagavad Gita in detail, but one thing is for sure: as soon as we see Bhagavad Gita as the first page, I mean the cover page, there is a picture where Lord Krishna is becoming the chariot driver of Arjun, right? And when I see that picture, I think, how my Lord is that so merciful, that He is the supreme Lord of all the three world, three Jagata, and He is becoming, for His devotee, He can take any position. That is why it's called as Bhakta Vatsala. He is so dear to His devotees, that He can take any position. And what position He is taking in case of Arjun? Chariot driver. Just by thinking of that, just by seeing that, I cannot control, and the tears start flowing from that. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu hugged him, embraced him, and saying that you understood the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. So it's not that we quote slokas and but there's no application. The real essence is that how one can become attracted to Krishna, how one can become attached to Krishna, how one dedicate his life to serve Krishna. Finally, the whole mission of Bhagavad Gita, and finally the summary of Bhagavad Gita, which is Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaya Sevi Mahasucha. Surrender unto me. That is the summary, but the Manmana Bhav Bhakta, it is the essence of Bhagavad Gita. So essence is becoming devotee, and summary is to surrender to Lord Sri Krishna at the end of everything, because that is the only thing that one's purpose of life is to surrender to Krishna. So that Bhagavad Gita we have been studying and discussing for some time, almost 3.5 months. And so today this is the 9th session, and after that we'll have a couple of more sessions, and then we will divide into small groups where our study and discussions will be much more personal and more intimate and closer than this kind of platform. This platform is to take us to this initial study, which we are almost to the end of that. And next couple of sessions, just that other people, those who are not here, we will have some. Next week we'll have Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 summary, and then following week, which will take us to New Year 2025, where we will see whatever we have discussed so far, what are the practical applications that as an individual that I have to follow. So the study, the applications of that we will discuss on January 5th, not 4th, rather 5th. And then from January 12th onwards, we will divide into small groups, and we will continue our journey of the spiritual inquiry, going further more on our journey. Is that okay? Hare Krishna. So we offer our humble obeisances to our founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. By his mercy that we have access to Bhagavad Gita, we have readily available translations and Prabhupada's commentary on Bhagavad Gita, so that like all of us, we have absolutely no criteria. We do not know Sanskrit, we do not know anything, but because of Srila Prabhupada's mercy, he translated and in a simple language that we can understand, and then we have been studying. So as we have been discussing every time, that how it is important to get the blessings of Acharya, Sadhu, and when we get the blessings of the Sadhu in our life actually become auspicious, Mangal, all Mangal things become auspicious, and which is difficult thing can actually become impossible things can become possible just by seeking the blessing of mercy. So that is where we say that Mukum Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Giri Yet Kripa Tamaham Vande Sri Guru Dinataranam. So Mukum Karoti Vachalam. Those who cannot speak properly, they become expert speaker. Those who are lame, they cannot climb, but they can actually climb a giri. Mukum Karoti Vachalam. Pangum means those are handicapped, or they cannot, what you call that today's word? Disabled. The disabled people. So Divyang in Hindi mein Divyang. So Sanskrit mein Divyang. So Divyang people, those who cannot even walk, what they can do? Mukum Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim. They can climb a mountain, and that is the glories of how it happens. Mukum Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Yet Kripa. Kripa means mercy. Yet Kripa Tamaham Vandehe. Vande means we are offering our obeisances. Vandehe Sri Guru Dina Taranam. We are very fallen. Dina. Taranam. Taranam means who can actually help us to cross this Bhavsagar. So that is the bliss. So when we start anything, we always offer these prayers. So we seek the blessings of Acharya. And with the blessings of Acharya or Sadhu, can whatever is impossible or difficult can make possible. And what is possible will become difficult if we forget or seek, we don't seek their blessing. So, Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachatya Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnu Padaya. So we offer our Nama obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is very dear to Krishna. Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale. And he has taken a shelter of Vishnu Pada. He has taken shelter of Lord Sri Krishna. Having taken a shelter of Lord Sri Krishna, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prashta, who is very dear to Lord Sri Krishna, and who is preaching the message of, whose message is preaching? Gauravani Pracharini. Gauravani Pracharini means, Prachar means preaching the message of Gauravani. And who is the Gaur? Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We discussed about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he is the one who is preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and delivering the people. And whom he is delivering? Pachatta Desha Tarini. Tarini means delivering. Pachatta means Western countries. So we are eastern side of the map, global map, and there are the people who are on the western side, so-called those who are developed countries, and those are the Pachatta Desha Tarini. And delivering the Pachatta Desha Tarini, delivering the western countries which are filled with impersonal, Nirvishesha and Shunyavadi, Voidism, who believe that the absolute truth is impersonal. But we have discussed that the absolute truth is person. It's a Krishna, it's a person. So Lord, so this is the, so when we offer a prayers, so the prayers itself shows that what is the mission of that particular personality's life. So here you can see the message of the prayer to Srila Prabhupada is nothing but that we are seeking the blessings and saying that he is the one who is preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he has delivered the Western countries people who actually believe in the impersonal way of the realization of the absolute truth. Then we seek the blessings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So here is very simple. We are just offering obeisances to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Mahaprabhu. His all Parshad associates, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, and Srivas, Adi, and Adi is etc. etc. All these and Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, and all the devotees of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. To all of them, what we are doing? We are offering our obeisances, namaskaram. And then finally, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, dedicated to our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada. So this Gita course bringing us to the ultimate perfection. So that's the last topic of this series, but we will definitely continue this journey together. And why we should continue this journey together, we will let you know. But now, 9th session, then we had so many other sessions of, we had one session on Damodar Lila, one session on Govardhan Leela. One session on Prasadam last week. We had very good strength, around 80 participants were there. So, is there any particular point that remembered you or been attracted to you since last now 12 or 13, whatever, 11, 12 weeks? 11 weeks, right, Prabhu? 10, 11 weeks. September 1st week onwards, we have been, see, September 4, October 4, November 4, 4, 3, 4 3s are 12, 13, 14, around 13, 14 weeks, the journey being there. And so, any single point that being touching to you for last 12 weeks, 13 weeks, you have been coming consistently every Sunday now in your calendar. Every Sunday is dedicated to this program. Any single one point that it touched to your heart, and it's very motivating, inspiring, encouraging you to go deep into this journey of spiritual realization. Controlling mind, okay.
Good act, bad act. Good act and bad act.
What is the good achar and bad achar? Good act and bad act. Okay, very good.
Then the importance of prasad.
Importance of prasadam. Why one should honor prasadam? Very good. That was very fresh from the last week, and we like that. Everybody, there are many people that who start their spiritual journeys by just coming to take honor prasadam, and there is nothing wrong because prasadam is mercy. We discuss prasad means mercy, and the mercy can be in terms of the food, in terms of anything. So we saw that Venkatesh Prasad, right? The name itself shows is the blessing of Lord Venkateshwara. Blessing Venkatesh Prasad, and who was the medium pacer in Indian team 2 years ago. Those who are from Bangalore may know that Venkatesh Prasad. Any other points? Any other points? Mataji's side. What is that touched you for last many weeks?
He's saying how to be happy.
How to be happy? Yes, we are looking for, and the whole purpose of our life is to become happy. Anandamay Abhyasa, that is the nature of the spirit soul. The Jiva wanted to be happy. Okay, very good.
And then obviously the other part why we said.
The other parts, so now Prabhu saying that, and then other parts of that. Okay, any other points? What is the application you have taken? This is okay, now this is the understanding. What is the application that I started following this because of these things? And these are the application number 1, application number 2, 3, or at least one application that I have been doing which really touched me, helped me, and I could see there is some transformation happening within myself. Anger management, okay, very good. So Prabhu said that it helped him to anger management, okay. But which aspect of the principles that you applied or we apply, which help us to overcome anger, this stress management, depression, becoming happy? This is just icebreaker so that we all can, coming from the different places, and so that we can bring to some common platform. No application from 12 weeks, 13 weeks. At least one application. I started doing these things, or I started getting early in the morning. I started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I started every day reading Bhagavad Gita. I am very careful that I don't take food outside, or now I am very watchful that which food I am taking, whether it's a food in the mode of goodness, or food in the mode of passion, or food in the mode of ignorance, tamasa food. So there could be many applications. I started getting up in the morning. I'm very cautious that where I'm spending my time, with whom I'm associating with whom I'm discussing with whom I'm talking to. That any application?
Yes, of course, one chanting Mahamantra, and that also added in my routine mantras which I used to get before getting from the bed. I used to chant few mantras, and I have added this mantra also.
So Prabhu started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay.
Food.
Food.
Outside I used to get.
Okay.
Now I'm very much cautious.
Okay, very cautious, and it will help you to your health, and of course it will help you to wealth also, because both go hand in hand, health and wealth. And most important is that um, health. So once one devotee was saying, our ISKCON devotee was saying that he was quoting one sadhu, and the sadhu has seen that the situation of the today's Kali Yuga people. He said that it is so pitiful that we a whole life we actually sacrifice our health to get wealth, and then we sacrifice our wealth to get the health back, right? But unfortunately, once you sacrifice health, you do not get. So we become so extreme in our day-to-day activities, forget about the spirituality, bringing the spirituality as well. Even just going to the office and health, we compromise so much on our health that we completely forget, become workaholic. So I'm not recommending or saying that do not work, but there should be balanced, because Bhagavad Gita says the atyahara, or which is the shloka from Bhagavad Gita 5.18, which says that we should be very controlled in our ahara, in our eating, sleeping, and recreating. It should be very controlled. And even work, one should be very controlled, because you work too much, you are actually compromising on your health. Not only you are compromising on health, you are also compromising on the relationship, the families. So forget about the spirituality, and then top of that, spirituality brings the more additional things. So we work so hard that we sacrifice our health, and then whatever wealth we have acquired, then we sacrifice that to regain the same health. So now question is that at the end, if you see the balance sheet, what is that we have acquired working so hard and doing all these difficulties is the question. So it does not mean that we do not need wealth. We definitely need a wealth. Otherwise, we would not have basic necessities of things to be things. So we definitely need wealth, but we have to see that at what cost. Are we getting that wealth at the cost of our health? Are we getting that wealth at the cost of our family relationship? Are we getting that health, the wealth at the cost of our little tiny, very innocent person, giving the time for him, giving energy for him, developing a strong bond with him? Are we doing something else? So these are the things. Very nice point. Any other point? I think we have good strength to begin with now. Any other thought? Any other applications? Okay, so Abhishek Prabhu, we are just asking any learning applications for last 3.5 months which help us to bring some changes in ourselves. Okay, we'll move on. So today we'll see what is Lord Sri Krishna's opinion about this world. How to adjust that imbalance. We are going to discuss that, the imbalance. Should a devotion be part of my life, or my life be part of devotion? Understanding my needs. That was the first topic that we started. Very first topic. What are our needs? Physical need. What are the needs that we discussed? Physical need. I think we forgot. It's almost long time. September, October. We don't even remember what happened last week. What to talk about 12-13 weeks back. But we'll come back to that. And then practical tip of the day. So if we see Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna also talks about that what is the intrinsic characteristics of this material world, the world that we are in, Bhautik Sansar. So let us understand, what do you think that your idea of this material world, and then of course we'll come back to what Lord Krishna thinks, or Lord Krishna's opinion about this material world, Bhautik Sansar. Just one word. What do you think? What is this material world? This sansar? Temporary? Okay, I will not give that. Okay, that word Krishna talks about that.
Parthiv sansar.
Huh?
Parthiv sansar. Parthiv.
Parthiv?
Parthiv sansar.
Parthiv sansar.
Materialistic, like
Parthiv sansar.
materialistic.
Matter. Parthiv sansar. Okay, very good. Place to enjoy. Pleasure. Okay.
Full of struggle and suffering.
Oh, full of struggle. Huh? Maya Jal. the strong network of the Maya, to come out of that is very
It's
difficult.
like a stage. People come, perform their part and go back.
Yeah, very good. That wonderful point. That it's a place for reformation. It's like the hospital is the place where everybody get admitted, those who have diseases. But the purpose of getting admitted is that there is something is there. So we enter there not to get further things, but to get recover soon or get well soon and come back to the normal life. Very good point. Any point from Mataji side? Let us see what Lord Krishna said. What Mataji said is the that is what the adjective Lord Sri Krishna talks about this samsara. Prabhu, can you please help microphone hai ke Prabhu? Microphone. You know. Mamupette punarjanma dukhalayam ashasvatam napnuvanti mahatmanas samsiddhim paramam gata. Mama upatti, ones who attend to me, punarjanma we know, right? Coming back. And then two important adjectives, very specifically Lord Krishna talks, and Mataji mentioned that, one devotee also mentioned that, he says, dukkhalayam ashasvatam. Dukkhalayam means
Sorrow.
dukkhalaya, we all know dukkhas, and ashasvatam, not permanent. Shasvatam means, ashasvatam means not permanent,
Temporary.
temporary word. So that is what is that. Napnuvanti mahatmanas samsiddhim paramam gatam. Those who attended siddhis, param means ultimate, supreme. Paramam gatam. Gatam means destination. Those who have attained the ultimate destination, they will never come back again to this material world, which is like dukkhalayam and ashasvatam. So that's a translation here. हो गया क्या प्रभु? It's not working, huh?
I think that some connection.
Okay, so maybe let's begin with Mataji, or you can see that Mataji is visible.
Yes.
Hmm.
After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world, which is full of miseries, because they have attained the highest perfection.
So once we attain the highest perfection, Prabhuji बोले कि we come back here, and then from here we reform ourselves, go back, and that is where it is said that those who attended some siddhi, siddhi means perfection, the highest perfection. If somebody attain the highest perfection, which is paramam gatim, the highest destination, those people will never come back to this world, never punarjanma. Mama upatte, those who attend me, na punarjanma, they will never take the punarjanma in this material world, which is a dukkhalayam and ashasvatam. This is the Bhagavad Gita shloka number 15 and chapter number 8. Now we know about Vidyalaya. So we are discussing now we are discussing about dukkhalaya. So what is Vidyalaya? Alaya means home or abode or the place where we get something. So Vidya Alaya. Vidya means knowledge, and Alaya is the place where we go to Vidyalaya, where we are supposed to learn about the how to be in this material world and how to go beyond this material world. Vidyalaya. And then Devalaya, or so sorry, this is not Mandiralaya, but it is Madiralaya. And we all may know that what is Madiralaya. Sorry? Madiralaya means? Yes, sorry. And then there is a Pustakalaya, library, where there are a lot many books are stored for the purpose of reading for things. And then there is something called as Dukkhalaya. So what is the common among all these things? Alaya. And then there is a Vidyalaya, there is a Madiralaya, there is a Devalaya, there is a Pustakalaya, and many alaya can be there. And then one alaya is Dukkhalaya. So this shows this material world is Dukkhalaya. Now somebody may say that why Lord Krishna is talking about these things? I don't see any Dukkhalaya here. I'm so happy here, enjoying here. And come look at the ACS layout, this road and the 60 feet road. So much of fun there, and it's to be too cool to be here, right? So what is our Lord Krishna is a pessimistic? What do you think? Devotees here. Are we not having the fun in the world? Who is saying that we are not having the fun here? Why it should be branded? No, he's branded. And be informed. Please be informed that whatever Lord is saying, he's just not like sometimes we may say some word casually without having any fact and figure and data within that. But when Lord says, because when Lord speaks, Lord is the supreme Lord, and he is not like when we speak. And when he says he's absolute truth, he's a param satya. He speaks and he thinks he's complete truth. There is nothing that he will say that lie. Sometimes we may say lie, not be sometimes, always. And sometimes we may tell truth, but Lord, whatever says, it becomes truth. Because that is a dharmam tu bhagavad, dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. So whatever Lord says or does, it becomes dharma. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. So it is not that whatever he says is become true, or whatever he says become a truth. So now Lord says is becoming so. Isn't that it appears that so much of time is there, let me have fun, so much of enjoyment is there. So why it is being branded as Dukkhalayam? Such a wonderful place there. So let us see the comparison. Now when a person is in jail or prison house, so he has a uniform, right? हमने हिंदी मूवी में देखा होगा, कैदी number 26, 27, whatever that. So then he has a uniform and he has a badge or number there. So 26, 27. So the person who is in prison, he has a uniform. The person who is in prison house, he is behind the bar. He does not have freedom. You have freedom, we have freedom here. We can go anything, whatever we can do. Saturday, Sunday, we have freedom. We can go here, we can go there. So, but the person who is behind the prison house, he cannot move. He cannot do whatever he wants, and that is called as he does not have freedom. And he have to work very hard. Oh, you can see that his pathar, bada stone, like that hammer, and he's breaking the stones, right? So he made to work very hard. And jailers who orders punishment to him. And now how to compare this person who is in a jail to the person who is in this sansar. And once we are entrapped in this sansar, we are also having the uniform. What is the uniform that we have? Body. Sisi Gandharika Giridhari Bhagwan ki jai, Gaurnitai ki jai, Narsinghdev Bhagwan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So the person who is in jail, he has a uniform. What about the people, those who are in this material? What is the uniform for all of us?
This body.
Body. Very good. We have this body. We have human form of body, somebody may have animal body, somebody may have a plant body, somebody may have trees body, whatever is good. But there is a body that we have, and this body is made of Pancha Mahabhutas, which we saw that Bhumir Apo Anolo Vayu Kham Mano Buddhir Evacha Ahankara Itiyam me Bhinna Prakrutir Ashtada. Ashtada means Ashta, 8. So it says talks about the earth, water, fire, air, ether. Then mind, intelligence, and false ego. Like this material body is made of Pancha Mahabhutas. And when the person leaves this body, we cry, but the body is still there. But we understand that somebody is not there for whom we are actually crying. Right? Yes or no, mother? So that means we are not this body. The body is just a uniform. Body is just an external vehicle for all of us to do something with some purpose. So the body is actually means just like the uniform is that we have this body. And the person who is behind the bar, we are also attacked by enemies. And who are those enemies? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Matsarya, Moha, all those things. he does not have freedom, but we are also controlled by three gunas. Somebody said that no, I have a choice. I can go this, I can do these things. But the Maya's control is slightly different than the person who is in prison house. The person who is in prison house is shackled by the chain. Whereas the person who is in this sansar, who is actually controlled by Maya, is not controlled like the putting the shackle, but is controlled like by the puppet. You know the puppet? So he can dance, but he can dance only as the puppeteer wants. But he does not say that, oh, I can move from this place to that place, but he's actually controlled by the puppet. So that is why it is called control in this material world. It is not like exactly somebody is tying us and we are at the one place like prison house. No, there is a difference between the being in the prison house and being controlled by the Maya. And of course, we have so many enemies there: lust, anger, greed, attachment, and we have to work very hard. Prabhu said, right? Prabhu said, no, it is very struggle. Yes, Prabhu?
Yeah, struggle and suffering.
We have to, nothing easy. We have to work. You ask the student, they work so hard. They have to write exam after exam. And as soon as they just get settled, that exam is over, result announces another exams, right? Unit test 1, UT1, UT2, UT3, midterm, UT4, UT5, UT6, and then final. Exam after exam after exam after exam. And then after that you get good marks, then you go to that higher education, and then after that job, then Monday to Friday, then continues. Life continues that struggle. So much of struggle. And somewhere in between, we get one drop of the honey, and we said, wow, life is so fun, so enjoyable.
And this prison thing, man, before coming to the earth, 9 months in the womb, that is the biggest prison, and that is the too much, means it is difficult time for the Atma.
So what Prabhu is saying, Bhagavatam says, it is called as Jantur prayer. Jantu as a living entity, and it is come in the Skanda 3, Canto 3, prayers between Mother Devhuti and Kapila Dev. Mother Devhuti and Kapil Dev is nothing but the Lord's incarnation. And there is a discussion, and Prabhu brought a very beautiful point. Srimad Bhagavatam, it was compiled 5000 years ago, and in that Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Purana, it is mentioned that how living entity in the womb of mother, how it happens, what happened in the first month, what happened 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and 9 months. And as some of the devotees who are actually practitioner as medical science in today's, so they saw that whatever Bhagavatam has mentioned and whatever the today's medical science actually, they are very close. So I just give the side point, but the most important point is that when we are in mother's womb, we are like in a closed container for 9 months. Now imagine that we close this door, and this door, and switch off all the lights, and we are asked you to be here. And now, of course, now that there is a space, big space here, say whatever 1,500 or whatever the square feet. But mother's womb is very small, and in that small container, we have been like that for 9 months, without light, without all things. What could be the situation? And we do not have even the space to move our hand or leg, right? We are in a very awkward position. And not only that, if mother is very foodie, and if she takes very spicy sambar and rasam gone, that small tiny tender skin baby will have a very difficult time inside. So right, so we do not have, it's very difficult. And it is said, Bhagavatam says the same Jantur prayer, the living entity within the womb of mother, he says that, oh my Lord, please let me come out of this situation. I promise you. And what promise we have given to Lord?
I don't want to come again.
I do not want to come again. More than that, one other promise that he gives, that I will worship you rest of my life. But as soon as we come, and then we say, oh, so many families, mother is, Amma is happy, Appa is happy, father is happy, and when the small boy starts walking, oh, and then when he starts at the broken language, and then everybody is so happy, he's standing, taking support of the wall, and then he completely forgot that he has given a promise to the Supreme Lord. Such a precarious situation that one living entity go through that, but we forget everything. And that is where Shankaracharya said that Punarapi Jananam, Punarapi Maranam, Punarapi Janari, Jathare Shayanam, Jathara, Mother's Jathara, Jathare Shayanam, Ye Sansare, Kaludu Ustare, Krupaya Pare, Pahi मुरारी. अगर आप इस संसार के चक्र से अगर बाहर पड़ना है, पुनरपि जननम पुनरपि मरणम, that means we take birth, we die, we take birth, we take birth, and taking in the shelter of mother's womb. If we have to go out of this punarapi jananam punarapi maranam, what we have to do? We have to go to whom? Murari. And that Murari is nothing but the Lord Krishna who killed the Mura demon. It's called Mura Ari. Ari means enemy. Mura is the demon called Mura, Asura. जिस असुरा मुरा को मारा था, किसने मारा था? वो पर्सनैलिटीज भगवान श्री कृष्ण. अगर उनका शेल्टर लिया तो वी हैव अ चांस एंड अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गेट rid of the cycle of birth and death. Otherwise, ये खत्म होने के बाद another womb, it could be human womb, mother womb, it could be animal, whatever it could be, whatever. But yeah, depend upon karma that we have done, punar that we will get that. It's very difficult. And then not only that we have these all difficulties. On top of that, there are 3 additional miseries. See, now somebody says that we have when as soon as we take birth in this material world, it is sure that we are going to die, and nobody would like to die here. I mean, nobody would like to die. We are so attached that. So itself is very challenging. As soon as somebody talks about death, it's so painful because we are so attached. So mrityu is very tough. Then we have jara. Jara means old age. And then we also have vadhis. Nobody invites vadhi, but suddenly something happens and then we are discovered that we have so many difficulties, challenges. These all the difficulties are not enough. There are additional 3 difficulties that we have to do that. And what are that? Adhyatmika. So what is Adhyatmika kleshas? Klesha means miseries. What is Adhyatmika klesha? The kleshas coming from our own body and mind. Adhyatmika klesha. And this is the most challenging problem in this particularly in 21st century, that we have everything. If I have a Maruti van, if I get the Maruti, but I'm happy. But if my neighbor gets the Mercedes Benz, my all happiness gone because of the comparison. So that is the mind and the body. So Adhyatmika. So that is why in 21st century, the third highest cause of difficulties is the problem related to the psychology, the mental problems. And unfortunately, medical science may not be able to address those problems, because if you go to anything, finally we have to go to meditation. The answer for all these problems is only the meditation. So Adhyatmika problem is the most challenging situation, especially in the 21st century, that comes from our own body and comes from our own mind. Everything is going well. Something happens and somebody gets big house. We are gone that 1 day, 2 days, and next 1 week is gone. We are so distressed just by seeing somebody's happiness. So that is the first problem. Adi Bhautika. Bhautika means living entities. We get the kleshas from other living entities. Any example of that? Huh? Mosquito bites, yeah. Now you sit and then suddenly one mosquito will come, and then we have dengue, then we have this, and then malaria and all those things. And not only that, one of my colleague, he was actually going the Kadugudi flyover, and suddenly one two-wheeler or four-wheeler wala came from, knocked him down, and he ran away from there. Now this is Adi Bhautik Klesha. It appears that it was not his fault, but we know from the higher picture, nothing happens accidental. There is nothing called accident in this Bhautik Sansa. There is definitely a reason behind, but at least it appears that there is a kleshas coming from other living entities. And then there is a kleshas coming from Adi Daivika. That means kleshas coming from the Devas. And what are the kleshas coming from the Devas? Natural disasters, tsunamis, calamities, flood, drought, so many things will come, earthquake, so many things will come. And so all these things. So not only we have problem with the mrityu, not only jara, vyadhi, janma, but in addition to that, unfortunately, we have difficulties from all these things. Adhyatmika coming from point, depression, anxiety, biggest challenge. Even the student, at least at our age, we did not know the word called as Depression. We never know what is the word called depression. We did not know the word called lonely. But now you ask even the small kids, oh, what happened? It's going through depression. So much of it's the biggest challenge. Unfortunate in this age of Kali, as we are making so much of progress, we should be the happiest person. Our happiness index should keep increasing. But look at the challenges that we have: infection, slaughter, pollution, heavy tax, and Adi Daivika, miseries caused by some higher authorities like drought, floods, earthquake, and other natural disasters. So the reality of this was lot of advertisement of happiness, and everyone is actually trying to get that innovative ways to become happy. 7 ways to become happy over the night, or some other things. We are actually trying. There's nothing wrong to become, but we are trying on some wrong place. Some even get the happiness. It's not that we don't get. There are so many people who are rich people. There are some people who are very famous. There are people who are really knowledgeable. People that are very powerful. They have. But the problem that this does not last long. But the time kills all this happiness, and that is what is called as temporary. You take anything. When we order the new model of our cell phone, and we are so eager for the when the Amazon guy will actually deliver, and when we get that happiness at the peak of that, and then later the same thing becomes the cause of our things. So what is the logic of this happiness in this material world? What is the logic of this happiness in this material? You see here. So I think this PPT was made in 2017 only. So we have all the models only till 2017, and today, almost 7 years later, we may have n number of models going on to all those things. So of course, I mean, this gadget itself is not a wrong or something. Nothing becomes bad or good. Is that how we intend to apply into our life? And also, what is that actually it offers to us? There's a lot of advertisement of happiness. Just go on the billboard and you say that fully loaded happiness, this and that, and all things, so many things. But in reality, what is the ground reality? What is the ground reality, Prabhus and Matas? What is the ground reality? What is the ground reality? It is all temporary. Yes, it's all temporary. It appears to be give something, but we are looking for something permanent happiness. And somehow, it doesn't mean that we do not get. Of course, we get the happiness from all those things. Happiness from somebody does the shopping things, he gets very happy. Somebody gets new shirt, happy. Somebody gets gadgets, happy. Promotion, happy. But it comes with the star mark, and the star mark is what we have been discussing. So the logic of happiness is the anticipation of achieving something, right? Something that will achieve something, and then we'll get so much of happiness. And I think we told the story about the Kali, right? The worshipper of the Kali, and the comparison of the status. So we don't become happy with what we have, but we actually always see what is the delta or the difference from what others have. If others have less, we are happiest person. But even if slightly higher than what we have gone that day, that week, that month, and we are in difficulties. And there was one inspiring story, not the reality, but just a story to bring a point forward. That there was one worshipper of the Kali, and so he worshipped Kali, and Kali Devi was very happy, and she gave her benediction. And the benediction that was given to him, that whatever he asked for, that he would get it. And he was so elated, so excited, that in that process he forgot to hear the second part of that benediction, which will come across what was the second part. And then he said, wow, now I will be the happiest person on those things. And then he asked, now, oh my Lord, give me one Mercedes Benz or Devi. And then Tathastu. So Devi gave him one Benz, Mercedes Benz. He was very happy until the point that he came to know that his neighbor got two Mercedes Benz. Oh my God, gone all those happiness. And he said, oh, he was so happy just a minute before, and then all that happiness did not last for long, and then he becomes so disappointed. Then he said, okay, let me try something else. And then he said that, oh my Lord, let me have one 80-40 site bungalow on the ISKCON 60 feet road, 80 feet road. Okay, Tatasu Devi bole, okay, as you wish. And then suddenly, tuck, he got that 80-50 size, 4,000 square feet, must the big bungalow, two duplex, triplex, and so many amenities and facilities there. He was very happy until the point the neighbor had two things. His all happiness did not last for long. I mean, this is just a story, not reality, but just to bring down the point here. And then he figured out, because he was from Bangalore, and the Bangalore means the IT logical mind. Then he come up with some logic that whatever I ask, um, sorry, Hare Krishna Prabhu, I mean, call that, I'll call it that, I mean, program, I'll call it that. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So he figured out, इसमें कुछ है, whatever I ask, my neighbor is getting that. If I ask X, my neighbor is getting 2X. Then he said that now I have to be some innovative, because all about the innovatives and different ideas. So he was very innovative in asking the benediction from Devi. And you all know, then what he asked from his Devi, plug my one eye out. And you know what was the result of that? The neighbors both eyes actually plugged out. So this is what we actually look for. So the here is that the point is that we are not happy what we have, but our happiness depends on what is the delta that somebody has. So that means if we are always looking for the external things, if we are always looking for things, that means we are giving the remote control of our happiness, in somebody's hand. And if he does that way, he will start dancing that. If he becomes happy, we become distressed. If we become distressed, we become happy. But the real happiness does not come from the comparison or from any external object. The real happiness comes within. And that real happiness comes within when we connect something to the spiritual things, connect to the Supreme Lord. And the best way of connecting to the Supreme Lord in this age of Kali is by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. So we saw this story. So how to adjust this imbalance? So much of imbalance in these things. We look for something, it offers something. It's not that it does not offer, but finally there is so much of imbalance. And is there any shloka which actually help us to overcome or to negate, to balance this imbalance in the situation? And there is a shloka which is because we have to come to the Bhagavad Gita. For every question we have to come to answer to Bhagavad Gita, and this is a wonderful shloka from Bhagavad Gita. Please recite behind me. Daiviheshi gunamayi mama maya duratya mamevai prapadyante mayam eta tarantite. So this imbalance, because we are in this Bhausagar, which is controlled by Durga Devi, which is also called as Maya. This Maya Devi, now who is this Maya Devi? Krishna is talking about her in the chapter number 7, shloka number 14. Daivi he esha gunamayi mama maya duratya. The Maya is not some ordinary things. This Maya is Daivi heshi gunamayi mama maya duratya. So this Maya is nothing but is my divine energy. Whose divine energy? Krishna's divine energy. If it is Krishna's divine energy, definitely mama maya duratya. Duratya means dura means very difficult to overcome. Daivi yesha gunamayi mama maya duratya. So this divine energy, this Maya is not an ordinary. It's not like of somebody's energy or my energy or somebody's energy. This is energy of Lord Sri Krishna. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya. It is very difficult to overcome. And that is why we struggle so many great personality struggles. Even Arjuna was actually struggling at the beginning of the chapter we saw. Of course, that was just a past times. But we understand that even the great personality struggles in this Bhautik Sansar, when they come under the control of this the Maya, because this Maya is not an ordinary energy coming from somewhere. No, it is the energy of Lord Sri Krishna. Then second line talks about the solution. And what is the solution that Krishna offers here? Mam eva e prapadyante. Prapadyante means meaning surrender. Mam eva e prapadyante. You surrender to me, then mayam etan tarantite. You will able to cross over this Maya. That is what Krishna is saying. Let's read the translation. Prabhupada translation.
This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
So this divine energy of mind, Daivi Hesha Guna Mai, it is my energy. Mama Maya Durateya is very, very, very difficult to overcome. Mam eva e prapadyante. When you surrender unto me, to me means Lord Sri Krishna, he is the speaker of Bhagavad Gita. And then Maya Meta Tarantite. Tarante means cross over. You can cross this Bhavusagar by surrendering unto the Lord Sri Krishna. That is what is Bhagavad Gita 7 point. And then the summary of Bhagavad Gita, initially we were talking when there are few participants, that the summary of Bhagavad Gita, this is the summary, practically this is the last instruction of chapter 18, sloka number 66. It is very famous sloka and being recited multiple times. So it says that Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mama Ekam Sharanam Raja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Mokshaya Shemi Ma Shuchaha. Sarva Dharman Parityaja. Parityaja means tag kar do. Parityaja. Then what you do? You abandon all the duties. Then what you do? You do whatever you want. Huh? No. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Sharanam means surrender. Mam Ekam. Me alone. Not to anybody else. Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Then what will happen? He did not say to surrender unto person within my energy, my Shakti. No, he said to me, to the person that Lord Sri Krishna, and of course, me means not me, that Lord Sri Krishna. Then what will happen? Second line says, Aham, I, Tvam, you, Sarva Papebhyo. सर्व पापों से मुक्त करूंगा. मोक्षाय से भी मां सुचा. Do not worry. Do not take tension. Do not worry about anything. Please read the translation. Mataji का term पढ़िए.
Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear.
सर्व धर्मान परित्यज माम एकम शरणम व्रज. So this is the summary of Bhagavad Gita. So practically this is 18.66, and then after that couple of shlokas, then Arjun says that okay, I will do whatever you are asking me, and then finally Sanjay concludes that what is the Sanjay's conclusion? Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna Yatra Partho. That is 18.78. So we are very close. So this is the practically last instruction given by Bhagavan Sri Krishna to Arjun, that Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. So that means if we have to take something from Bhagavad Gita, that should be the mission of our life. That should be the guiding principles for our life. That should be the focus for our life. That should be the goal of our life. And the goal of our life is that to surrender to Krishna. And then question may come, how do I surrender to Krishna? In this age of Kali, Harer Nama eva kevalam Kale naste gatir Anyatha. In this age of Kali, there is no other way than chanting the name of Lord Hari, Hari and Hari. Harer Nama eva kevalam. Again the word kevalam means matra, only. There is no other way than the chanting the name of Lord Hari. And Mataji ने आपने भी बोला कि we have to read Bhagavad Gita, recite shlokas, practice this, take prasadam, make our life with a higher purpose, higher goal, not only to some short-term goal, but look for the long-term goal. And while pursuing the long-term goal, the short-term goals also get fulfilled. If we just focus on the short-term goal, we may achieve something, but we may win the battle, but we may lose the war. We have to win the war, not only the battle, but we have to win the war. And we have seen that surrender examples of what is the left side example? Draupadi. And finally, she tried everything. And just what did she do? She raised both hands and called, "Oh Govinda, please take care of me." And Govinda was there. And who is in the right side? Prahlad. Prahlad was tortured, terrorized. So this terrorism come from there. He was harassed, terrorized by his own father called Hiranyakashipu, the demon. And this Hiranyakashipu was not an ordinary terrorist. He was such a terrorist or demon that just by his eyebrow movement, all the devatas will actually get scared. Is there any person like this in this material world today? No, terrorists actually they kill and they run away. But he was actually such that even the devatas will afraid of him. But it was not enough for him. For him, that one person was not afraid. And who was that person? A small 5-year-old, his son, was not afraid. He had everything. He had all name, he had a fame, he had money, he had everything. But only thing that was not according to his plan, that his son was not following his instruction. मैंने जो बोला my son is not following, and that was good enough to become get distress in this material. Even if you have everything in this material world, even a small things can make us distressed or unhappy. Just even if you have everything in this material, what did not have? What is that? That was not that Hiranyakashipu have. He had everything that we can even think. We cannot even think of, dream of. But only thing that he did not have, ये छोटा बच्चा मेरा सुन नहीं रहा है. He's not under my control. But he tried everything. What did he try? He pushed him from the cliff of the mountain. He put him to the in a pan which was burning oil under the feet of elephant. Tried to kill him many ways. But Prahlad was actually peaceful and happy, chanting the name of Narayana, Narayana. Nothing could do. No damage was done, and he couldn't tolerate that. Finally, पूछा, अरे बाबा ये आप नारायण नारायण बोल रहे, किधर है आपका नारायण? Where is your Narayan? He said that everywhere. Are you sure? He said, is this thamba में है क्या? Yes, it is also in this pillar. Will he come? Why not? Just go and see. Then he takes his gada and then goes and breaks. And from the cracking sound of that appears Narasimhadev. Narasimhadev Bhagwan ki Jai. And he puts that Hiranyakashipu on his lap. And we discussed when we went to Yatra, right? That he did the first surgery of this material world, and he tore him apart with his nakha and killed that Hiranyakashipu. This Hiranyakashipu was very intelligent. We are debating. But Hiranyakashipu was so intelligent that he asked Lord Brahma so many varas, right? Benediction. Do you remember what was the benediction that he had asked? Yes. I should not be killed at daytime, nighttime. Not should be killed by any person. Not should be killed by this. Not should be killed by inside. Not should be killed by outside. Not to the Prithvi. Not into the Hawa. Not by any other things. And then how he was killed? He was killed between the door. He was killed by not any human beings, but things. Not by any weapon, by nails. Not daytime, nighttime. It was just like the Sandhya between the day and night time. And keeping all those benediction intact, Hiranyakashipu was killed by the first ever surgery by Narasimhadev. And so, no matter however intelligent that we think that we could, all he wanted to become Amar, immortality, but he could not do that. And finally, he was killed. And the whole problem for him, he could have been happy. He would have just let this small 5-year-old boy to do whatever he wants. But that he couldn't do that, because how is possible that when I am the controller of the whole universe, how is this small tiny boy cannot listen to me? That's all good enough. The whole moon is very good, but there is a black spot that will act. Everything is good, little bit pain in a tooth. go on that day. I had a pain. Everything was good, but that pain was getting all attraction, and I couldn't sleep whole one night, and it was swelling, and like even a small pain can take away all our happiness, right? Do you agree, yes or no?
Yes.
So stories of the scripture are history. Vedic scriptures are not something mythology. And again, now this is my favorite word, mythology. People use that according to the Hindu mythology. You know what we mean by mythology? Mythology is imaginary, fictitious, like that Harry Potter. That is a imaginary. That's a fiction. If you read the Harry Potter book, you will not have the transformation of heart. But if you read Ramayana and Mahabharata, you will have the transformation of word. So this mythology is not the actual word. So should devotion now be part of life, or this devotion is only for some people, those who are wearing the saffron, or it is only for some particular class of the people? I am a working person, I am a husband, I am a wife, I am a father, I am a mother, I am a student. Is it possible for me to practice this God consciousness, spirituality? Well, yeah, that was okay, but how can I cannot go to Himalayas. Of course, we cannot, because you cannot get the signal there. We'll come back. So we cannot stay there. We'll not have charger there. We'll not have the Bescom to provide electricity there to charge our cell phones. We have to come back. So it is not that we have to leave everything. Bhagavan Sri Krishna did not ask Arjuna to leave everything and then go. He said that you are Kshatriya, you fight. He said that Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmaram Yuddhacha. Tasmat, therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu, all the time, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmaram. मेरा याद करो, मेरा रिमेम्बरेंस करो. By remembering me, Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmaram, then you fight it. And he said that by remembering me, you fight it. So that means we can be anything. We can be professional IT techie, or we can be doctor, we can be engineer, we can be lawyer, we can be politician, we can be sportsman, we can be student, father, mother, housewife. We can be anything. Tasmat Sarveshu Kaleshu Mam Anusmaram Yuddhacha. That Yuddhacha can be replaced by whatever our duty is that we can perform. But how? Mam
Keep remembering.
Anusmaram, by remembering to that Lord who is actually talking about that. So we don't have to leave everything and go to the Himalayas or something. Sri Bhagavan, it is the shloka from Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter. Sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa karava bhuva tayastu karma sannyasa karma yoga vishishyate. Please read the translation.
The personality of
Go ahead.
Godhead replied, the
Renunciation.
renunciation of
Work in devotion.
work and devotion are both good for
Liberation.
but of the two, work in devotional service is better than
Renunciation of work.
work.
So Arjun was confused. Shall I renounce my activity, or I renounce the result of my activity? So Krishna is answering that question. He said that renunciation of work, which is sannyasa, and the next is the karma yogascha. Sannyasa karma yogascha nisreya karava bhuva. So he's saying that both are good. So for us, the important is that we can do the karma yogascha, means doing our activity by remembering Lord Sri Krishna. So that is the thing. So we don't have to be here. So we had some, if you see on my left hand side, they have the great personality called Mafat Lal. So he was a big industrialist, but he was practicing God consciousness. And on the right hand side is the person, if I tell his name, you will be mesmerized or will be astonished. And his name is Albert Ford. He is the great grandson of the Henry Ford. And who is the Henry Ford? The Ford Motors, which was there in India, and the Ford Figos and all other things. So that great grandson is the one who actually, when he came in contact with Srila Prabhupada, and he renounced everything, and then he became, and today he is the one who is actually taking care of our one project in Mayapur, which is near Kolkata. Now what they call as Planet of Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, it is the biggest temple, and then he contributed from his trust, whatever is that, and his wife. You can see that it is not that one has money or does not have money. One is rich. It can be anyone, a businessman, a professional, engineer, doctor, student. Anybody can actually become. Even the business magnate can practice Krishna consciousness, like the Mofatlal family, or even the great grandson of the Henderson can also do that. So we are coming to the conclusion of that. We started this our things, our need, our senses, our mind. So what we have to do? We have to train our mind. And how do we do that? Because we started our the need. Our need was that I think that will come here. Is that yeah? Our need is that we have physical need, we have mental need, we have emotional need, we have all those things. So how do we fulfill all those things? So here, of course, we are going that we have to train our mind by chanting the name of the Lord Hari, steady our mind, being association with the devotees, taking Krishna Prasadam, and then we can see how our founder Acharya. So there is a need for understanding our nature. As a bike may require maintenance of various parts, we also need the maintenance of aspect of our life. And only work or only meditation cannot help. We need a very healthy balance, and that is what I was talking. How to adjust this imbalance? That it is not that if you are just two-wheeler and keep riding, and don't do maintenance, what will happen? It will stop working, and one day find in middle of the road you have to push that, or you have to call the help desk and get that towed away. But if you do on a regular basis the maintenance, so similarly for us, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So for us also we need to have maintenance, and that maintenance is nothing but the some spiritual practices that we have to bring to our life. Now we see here, we have body, we have to maintain that body, we have to have satisfaction of the mind, satisfaction of all these needs, of course managing the pressure, stress. These are the needs of the soul. And how do we fulfill? On a very livelihood, because we cannot be doing without anything. Work according to the one's nature. Understand what is our own nature. We have nature of being manager, we have nature of being administrator, being things, Kshatriya, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. In a today's terminology, it can be anything, but it can be either of these things. Meditation, we cannot live just by doing these things and don't have the balanced life. We can just do one thing and forget about other things. No, we have to have a very balanced things in our life. Mood of service, stay grounded. Mood of service is very important aspect, because we have seen that the more we serve, you see, you know the who is the founder of Microsoft? Bill Gates. And what you know what Bill Gates does nowadays? Trust. And through that trust, what does he do? Philanthropic activities, charities, philanthropic activities, serving and all things. Now, if all money can do that, then why one has to turn to the philanthropic activities? So it says a lot. So it means when we serve others, we become very happy. And of course, the ultimate thing that we serve is Lord, we become the happiest. So we can see that the mood of service is very important. As he said that, so there is a trust, and through that trust is serving. If it's all money can give, then why we need to have trust? Yes, Prabhu? Yes. To help others. Because of course he feels that he should help. That's very good. That itself is a very good attitude of helping others. Because I have something that I can afford to do that. And second thing is that at the end, by serving others, one actually become very satisfied. Because that is what the serve. When we serve some person, you see, in India it is very common. If you something somebody is driving and riding a two-wheelers, you fall down, all people come, right? Why? Because the nature of, it's very common that we serve anybody person who is struggling, we give the donation. So the service is what is there inbuilt, but we have to bring that mood of service, and then ultimate service to Lord Sri Krishna. devotion to the God. And so that concludes all our things, this session number 9, which is the ultimate perfection. The ultimate perfection is that by what we have understood from Bhagavad Gita, the essence of Bhagavad Gita is to surrender unto Lord Sri Krishna. Applying those principles what we have learned from Bhagavad Gita and ultimately surrender to Krishna is the principle that we have to apply. And for that, we have to develop these qualities of being service, earn a livelihood with a legitimate way, not some illegal way, some cheating or something, very legitimate way, and develop a mood and devotion to the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So that brings exactly to the dot 7 o'clock. Now the question will come, what next? And yes or no, Prabhu? Abhishek, Prabhu, many devotees, those who have been here, can you just leave us here in the middle of something? No, we will not leave you, and we want to take these things and take to the next level. So our main brain behind all this program is our Rishabh Prabhu. Rishabh Prabhu is the one who is thinking that what we can do for all of you next, and we were discussing that what we will do. Since next week is the most of us may not be there, so what we are doing, because of the long weekends or the holidays or school holidays, college holidays, next week we are going to do a chapter 1 Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 summary, and then on the January 5th we will conclude on what are the practical applications, how do we practice this God consciousness, spirituality, very 5-6 topics, 6 principles that we will discuss. How do we apply that on day-to-day basis for each and every individual? In fact, I want to do that next week, but understanding that next week we'll have less people, so we thought that we will take that, and Prabhu also suggested that we will take that conclusion on the 5th of January, and then from 12th of January we will form a small group here, so that we will have very personal attention, and then we will discuss and study these things, so that focus on individual spiritual growth, and keeping more or less similar times on Sunday. We will communicate that, right, Prabhu? And we will also communicate that which group we are in, and who will be taking care of that. So you have seen that one devotee, couple of devotees who were there with us, but because of the holiday they are not here. So those devotees will be helping you going forward. So please ensure that you come starting your next week if you are in town, and following that 5th January we will conclude on that what are the practical applications for that, and then from January 12th we will do here, one group will be here, one group will be here, and then we will continue our journey. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that is why we need these things. We might be expert, but then there is a Lions Club, this club, that club, because the people like-minded, they come together so that we help each other. So that is where we might be expert, but we still need each other's help, and that is where we are seeing that these small programs, what we are seeing, a small group where we are to take this journey to the next level. So all you are ready for that? Yes. Please raise the hand those who are interested to join this our programs starting from the next week, following week, and then starting from 12th of January. Thank you very much. Any quick questions or comment? Meanwhile, devotees can give the Japamala can be distributed. Any questions or comments?
Prabhuji, that second line for mind satisfaction, what was that? Can you explain one more time? Second one.
Work according to the one's nature. So what happened? So that if somebody is expert, for example, somebody is interested in playing sports, and if you ask him to study, will he be happy there? No. Wherever you are liking, wherever you are expertise, wherever you get satisfaction of doing that, so if you do that according to one's nature, that you can do that, that will give satisfaction of mind. If somebody want to become doctor, and if you put in engineering things, he will not work. If somebody has a very logical mind and he can figure it out how the logical things work, then better he become a logical things, means become an IT engineer. If he has some lot of interest in electronics, then he can become electronics, mechanical engineer. Or if he has interest in administrative things, he can go for the civil services, right?
But I believe, let us suppose one parent want their children to become engineer because it has a good scope, and the child wants to be an artist. So this is a disadvantage.
And that is where, because and the reason is because the parents are thinking that that is the only thing that can give us happiness. But imagine if imagine if some of us are put into Indian cricket team and ask us to face Brett Lee or somebody and say that you bat, will you bat them? No, we do not have those expertise, we do not have the competencies. So we may work, but that will not give satisfaction of mind. So the real satisfaction now, somebody may say, Prabhu, yeah, this is true, but already I graduated, though I did not want to become engineer. My father put me engineer, what to do. Now you find out what can best work for you in the circumstances that one is.
Like, it's not exactly in my case. I would like to be the engineer, and I am working in IT. But in some scenarios, I see that parents are actually helping their children to get at least degree, so that they will not be, not be even willing. Like, it's like safe side, right? They have degree, they can get a job anytime. But still, it is not satisfactory for them.
Yeah, that we see that so many things we see that we feel finally, oh, I'm not feeling the satisfied, right? Because if you see those who are artists, if they do their one painting, that's all the satisfaction they want. So we have to find
They
that.
cannot earn from what they are liking. So satisfaction is there, but earning is not there.
So then
They
that's
are still
where
unhappy.
so that is where what we have to do. See what is our expertise, what can give us living good, earning good, and what can give us satisfaction of mind. So we have to find the balance and
So I
see.
believe this is a trade-off of
Yes.
happiness and satisfaction.
So we have to do that because that is where the Kali Yuga is that somehow we'll have to have balance, and that's where we are talking about not imbalancing but the balance in that. Yes, bro.
Wanted to understand a basic difference of basically we are coming with it now since we are coming here first time and starting this journey. So the confusion comes like what is the fundamental difference between a materialistic life and a spiritual life? So what is the basic difference? So when we born by nature, we start experiencing and getting so much of materialistic things and we gone so far from the childhood. Now we are coming on a journey in a different path and then hearing so many and spiritual life. So basically difference confusing a lot. So it's a life, how is this life which we are not able to see it, but we have to still believe it. So what is the differences so a simple person can understand?
Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is the biography of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is a shloka which talks about that what is the material world and what is the spiritual world. So the material world, it is not only the physical location that we are talking about that, it is the consciousness with which we work here. In the Bhautik Sansar and in the why we say material world, because in the, all of us, including me, you, all of us, we by default we work only for one purpose, and that one purpose is that how I can enjoy myself, and that consciousness is all about material consciousness. And the spiritual consciousness is not about myself, but how can I serve Krishna by doing my own activities. You see, Bhagavad Gita, when Lord Sri Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjun, he spoke the whole 700, whatever the sloka, 700 slokas that he spoke. At the end, he gave free will to Arjun that you do whatever you want. And then he said that, Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 18, sloka number 73, he said that, Nasta moho spurti lapta, Tvot prasadam maya achuta, Sthitosmi gata sandeha, Karishe vachanam tava. He said, if you see Bhagavad Gita, at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked whether I should fight or not fight. And at the end of Bhagavad Gita, the answer should be, you fight it or you do not fight. Lord Krishna left Arjuna to decide what you want, you can do, because Krishna has given free will to all of him. And what was Arjun's response? Because if you want to be a follower of Bhagavad Gita or apply Bhagavad Gita, we should follow what Arjun did. And what did he say? Karishe vachanam tava. I will do what you are asking me to do that. So that means changing the consciousness from I, me, mine to the changing the consciousness that I want to do something for him. So now, for example, now I go to the office. You all go to the office. Now students are there. So how can we change the consciousness that okay, I go to the office to earn money so that I will buy these things, I will eat these things, I will do things, rather than saying that can I do this office job as a service to Lord? Mama anusmaram yuddhacha. Right? So the material word means being consciousness of all about I, me, mine, aham and mameti. Aham and mameti. Whereas the spiritual consciousness that how can I do this activity service to Krishna? Karisya Vachanam Tab. Arjun did not leave his Kshatriya dharma. Right? He fought. After that Bhagavad Gita he fought. But how did he fight? Mam Anusmaram Yuddhacha. So this is the whole paradigm shift is that rather than thinking about I, me, mine, can we change the consciousness?
Niskam karma you have to do so that there should not be any attachment. What you are doing, you have to fulfill your duty.
So what we said that what Prabhu is saying that, and in one of the third or fourth session we said that how the act of doing work, and that act of doing work is that I do the work for the pleasure of Him. So that is the consciousness, because any activity we do in this material world, we will get a reaction. Either it could be good reaction or it could be bad reaction. And as soon as we have bad reaction, of course they will suffer. As soon as we have good reaction, we still have to come back here. And as soon as we come back, we have a body, we have diseases, we have these things, we have three doshas are there. Instead of that, can I transform my consciousness from aham and mameti to the higher consciousness? And that is what is all about, changing the consciousness of our thing. So the whole purpose. Now, are we there today? Just give a minute. Are we there today? Are we there completely? No. So what we have to do? We have to practice. We have to practice. Imagine how many lifetimes and how many years in this life we have been trained in that one consciousness. Why the students are studying? Only one purpose. Good money. Finally, the whole purpose is about package. What the package is that? If somebody says that I want to do this job because I want to do some service to the society. Of course, there could be some few individuals who has a good conscience. But in general, the whole consciousness is all about the package. Right? There is this. So what we are doing, all those things, is only for one purpose. So that is the consciousness about aham and mameti. It's about I and me. Can I do my service? Can I do my job? Can I do my study as a service to Krishna? And when you do service to God, automatically you become detached. And when you become detached, you are not affected by the result. And at the same time, you can give your 100% or even more than that. Are we there today? No. And that is where this sadhana bhakti is, we are actually cultivating this practice of chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Now you say that you are talking about Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, you are talking about me doing the work in office. They are connected, they go hand in hand. How? When we start chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, what will happen? Purification of heart. And when our purification of our heart happen, our desire get purified. When our desire get purified, we will now work, but we will work for the higher cause. For example, the person who is working for the government of India, army, he is working for the higher purpose. It's an analogy. It's not like word-to-word comparison, but just to give that. So similarly, when we start working for the higher purpose, higher cause, then our life is has a higher meaning. Today our meaning is only one thing, money, and that's why we are struggling. But if we make our purpose of our life is the higher goal, and that higher goal is that how can I earn? Let me be earned. We are not saying don't Arjun, Krishna asked Arjun, but can I do for higher purpose? And that is the changing of consciousness. Instead of becoming material consciousness, become a Krishna consciousness. International Society for Krishna Consciousness. The whole society is to train us that how we can become a Krishna consciousness. Even though we might be Kshatriya, we might be engineer, we might be doctor, we might be bureaucrats in civil services, but can I be the two services? Yes, that is it. Yes.
But why river Ganga so positive? Or should?
Which one?
Why is river Ganga?
Oh, river Ganga is so auspicious because it comes from the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. And it is anything that comes from Krishna, it is very auspicious. Whether Krishna's name is Katha is auspicious, Krishna's name is auspicious, the thing that is touching Krishna is very auspicious. Prasad, which is coming from Krishna, is very auspicious because Krishna is auspicious. Shubha Mangalam, Krishna is always auspicious, and that is why this all practices what we are doing so that we connect with that auspiciousness, so that we become our heart get purified and we bring those qualities of being auspicious. Does that help, bro? Does that help? Okay. 7:20 we now will stop here, pause here. We'll chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And this is the ultimate perfection what we are discussing. The today's topic was about ultimate perfection. And the ultimate perfection is about connecting to Lord Sri Krishna. And the best way of connecting Krishna? Chanting the name of Lord Hari. Krute Dhyato Vishnu. We have been studying this shloka from the day one. Okay, so let's come to the very prayerful mood, conscious of that we are praying to Krishna, we are calling to Krishna, and in a very auspicious way, very mangal way. Your good name, Prabhu, very nice. Your name? Rehansh. Ansh of Rehansh is Ansh of Rehan. So very nice at this age if he's asking such a question. Very thought provoking. Thank you very much. It's very inspiring, motivating. So let's bring here. Let's be come to our. We might be somewhere. कितने देर तक चलाएंगे हो गया टाइम, कितने कब छोड़ेंगे, प्रसाद क्या होगा, आरती कब होगा, बाहर कैसे होगा, कल अभी परसों से वेडनेसडे से छुट्टी है. So leave all those things. Come back to this consciousness that we want to call Krishna. We want to serve Krishna. And the best way of serving Krishna in this age of Kali, chanting the name of Hari. All Bangalore will be as it is, earth will be as it is, nothing will go away from us. Let's just focus, close all our eyes. We have only two eyes, close all two eyes. Senses, it is the sensor, it gives all information. It is browse through all those things. ये क्या कर रहा है, वो क्या कर रहा है, कितना हुआ, कितना चलेगा. Are we ready for that? Yes. Try to sit straight if your back permits. If not, however is that, close your eyes and try to be in a very prayerful mode, because we are calling Krishna, and Krishna is very auspicious Mangala, and we should be in a very auspicious mood, in the mood of prayerful mood that we are calling Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. So we'll seek the blessings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Parshad. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada. Okay. So this is what next. So next week we'll have Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 summary, and then we'll have conclusion practical applications on 5th of January, and then from 12th of January we'll have small groups. Kirtan ki So we'll have Aarti, then followed by Prasadam. Hare Krishna. Improve.